Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. This is a collective message for all zodiac signs that are guided to be here. Right away, I do have a lot of Libra energy, a lot of Earth energy, definitely divine masculine coming out like really heavy. And the song that I meditated on when I tap into your energy, for those of you that are guided to watch this, was the song Everytime by Britney Spears. I haven't heard that song in a very long time, but something about the pianic melody there, I don't know, it's just significant. It's just a very nice, lovely tune. It's almost like a lullaby sounding song, so make sure you check out that song and those lyrics if you haven't listened to that one before. It's just, I think, probably a synchronicity for someone. So yeah, your current vibe here, collective, in your situation is justice. This is a great card to have, basically saying like karma's on your side. If you have pure and positive and loving intentions and you put that out there, you're going to get that back. And if, people have done you dirty and they have crossed you, you may not be able to see karma come into play, and it may not even happen in this lifetime, but I do feel like that there will be justice, and sometimes you have to be the deliverer of that justice, but it's going to be worth it. Now, the challenge here and what's crossing you in this traditional Celtic cross spread that I pull is the Hermit card. This is like your challenge to go within, your challenge to see the shadow side of things, the shadow aspects. The challenge here for you is to like understand what's happening and why. This is also kind of a practice of self-awareness and reflection. And it's not it's not easy. It's not for the light, when you're doing shadow work and you're in this hermit mode, it's very introspective. It's very like shutting yourself off in a sense, but it's necessary. It's like a necessary evil to move forward. So you can go into the darkness to understand it and to learn it and to be able to forgive yourself and transmute the pain. But eventually you're going to lead yourself out of that shadow, out of the subconscious mind and back into the light. And that's what's happening for you at this time. Now, we're also in a Saturn retrograde, and I just saw 222 on the recording clock. So that's a good sign. That just means you're in alignment. But the Saturn retrograde has to do with karma clearing, and that's been happening since the end of June, and it's going to go through till about mid-November. And this is just like blasts of karma. Like you're going to see more karma and justice happening, and being presented publicly than normal. And it's a good thing for those of you who have done good things. So, and sometimes if you're like, oh, all these bad things are happening to me, it's happening for you, and it might be from a past life too, where you're paying off karmic debt with karmic soulmates and things like that as well. So you may not understand fully, but sometimes that flows into our other lives. So, and if you're not a person that believes in past lives, then you probably shouldn't be watching tarot, because that's just my own personal opinion. But the foundation of the situation and what's happening for you at this time with this justice is like you have options. There's different choices you have to make, and maybe you've been trying to practice like manifesting or wishing or praying for something to come to fruition. And I do see that in the past something did come to fruition for you that was successful, but I do feel like it was kind of like a bittersweet gift or a harsh lesson that you had to learn, because in your past energy you have the King of Swords, which is a very cold, meticulous, calculating card, but it's also a card of truth, and it's a card of it can be a card of basically like of swift justice, but it's clarified by the Six of Wands. So you were victorious when it came to something, maybe a battle or a argument or defeating a mindset or something, but I do feel like it's not completely how you wanted things to be or how you had envisioned it to be or to go. And that's kind of just a bittersweet feeling, because in your current energy you also have the Five of Cups, which is a card of regret and remorse. So it's like you wished things would have went differently, and that's not how you anticipated stuff to go or how you had thought life would be. And you have two fives in your pull here. You have the Five of Wands, which I'll get to later, but you have 5-5, which is usually symbolic of chaos and conflict and change. And sometimes that can leave us in a mode where we're regretting the past, and that's regret and remorse, and it causes anxiety sometimes. And then when we're in when we're too forward looking, it can cause anxiety because we're looking to the future for answers and we don't know where we're headed or where we're going, and that can create anxiety as well. So the fine line is to basically be in the here and now and have this sense of awareness and acceptance, and that's the challenge for you at this time. Now, in your future energy, you have the Knight of Swords. So there's some sort of quick moving offer. This could be love. This could be a job opportunity, because you have a lot of pentacles and later on your reading, but you also have cups. So this could be an emotional or a physical opportunity to move forward. And the Knight of Swords is a pretty quick moving energy. Within the next few months, there's going to be something tangible that comes either from love or from a job or something along those lines. Now, your next card you have is, what's your power in this situation? What can you do about this justice, about this whatever, regret that you're feeling? It's being in this Emperor energy and healing your divine masculine. It's very vital at this time. So if you have father wounds, which most of us do have and carry without even realizing a lot of the time, Spirit really wants you to go within and work on healing that as well. So sometimes we have to learn how to be our own island. We have to learn how to parent ourselves and how to reparent ourselves, even at an older age, because we weren't properly parented from a young age. And sometimes that requires also stepping into your masculine energy and being able to shift out of that when you need to. Now, how people see you, they see you as the Nine of Pentacles. This is a fiery, independent energy. This is a hard worker. This is someone who really puts the time and effort into their work and establishing themselves. This is also can be a card of like luxury or pampering, but typically the Nine of Pentacles is like an independent woman who's getting it done and having to step into this Emperor energy to fulfill many roles and wear many hats in order to be successful. And in your hopes and your fears, if you didn't have enough masculine confirmation, you do now, because you have the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups. It's like you want it all when it comes to love, which is the King of Cups, and you want it all when it comes to money and career and success and finance. Sometimes that's hard to do, especially if you have, young children or just children in general, and you're trying to do it solo if you're single. Now, your hopes and fears, this is normal. I mean, everybody who doesn't, I don't want to say everybody wants it all, but who doesn't want to have a legacy of, finances that are stable and rock solid? Who doesn't want to have love that is also stable and reciprocal? And that's what's in your vibe. So it's like you have great goals here, collective. You have great ambition and you have a lot of drive and a lot of grit. And that's what you need at this time in order to keep moving. Now, your potential outcome here is the Five of Wands, which is a very interesting card to have. So you're conflicted. Maybe you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle, and you might be just fighting it with the world, because if you are a female watching this video, it's very hard to try to have the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles all at once, because you're trying to embody not only being a female, you're trying to embody being driven as a male in a society where corporately most job opportunities or careers are male driven as well. That's, the patriarchy, I guess, if you want to put a term on it. And I don't like to get into like feminism or that sort of thing on my channel, because that's just not what I'm here for. Like, you want to talk politics? Okay. That's not really I don't want to say it's not my cup of tea. I have an opinion. I am a Sagittarius. We have an opinion about everything. And I have a Taurus moon. So like, I really have an opinion. However, that's not what I use this channel for. It's to help guide you and help, get you to a higher vibrational frequency, a higher vibrational state. But I do feel like you're having a lot of conflict and a lot of challenges at this time, because you're trying to have it all, and it does come with strife. And unfortunately, in life, sometimes people might help you, but for most of it, you're on your own to try to climb the walls or try to climb the pyramid of the hierarchy that's built on a sloppy foundation, in my opinion. So In your subconscious energy, though, you do have the Six of Swords. This is a great card to have in your subconscious. This to me just tells me you want peace, you want harmony, you want to get out of this conflict state of being. You're really looking for, a path that's going to take you out of these choppy waters into calmer seas. And that's, at the end of the day, that's your intention. And that's just a positive card to have in your reading. And you have 2 sixes here, so make sure you look up that angel number 66. And you also have 2 9s, 9 with the Hermit and the 9 of Pentacles. So 9 might be a synchronicity for you as well. So make sure you check those out. Let's see. All right, collective. That's what I have when it came to the tarot. That was the traditional Celtic cross spread that I pull. I'm going to pull a bunch of oracle cards for you now, though, and see what other energy pops out, what other messages your spirit guides have to say. Oh, goodness. Yeah, if a lot of you have been feeling abandoned lately, this is confirmation as well, because you have the Orphan card, another number 5 card, which is all about change and conflict. You also have number 35, Loyal Heart. That to me just shows like you are a pure loving soul who really wants to have someone that's worth having in your energetic field, that King of Cups that you're desiring, a lifelong partner that's going to be just as loyal, just as dedicated, just as loving as you are. And I do feel like it's going to happen for you. It's just going to be it's going to take some time, because we are on a divine timed plan that sometimes we are not aware of unless we're really tapped into our higher selves and our higher knowing, which can only really be done through the healing of our energetic body and our 3D body through our chakras. So make sure you check out my videos on chakras, because I do feel like some of you might benefit from that. And it's just a free video, like free videos over there, layman's terms of like what chakras are on a pretty basic level and how to heal some of those wounds that we all carry. And there's no shame in having trauma. Everyone has trauma. The goal in my videos here is to help normalize trauma, because people hide behind trauma with their egos, and they might be deceitful or lie about trauma because they're not ready to handle it yet, which again, people do that on their own timing, but sometimes that affects other people around them, and that's not a very fair it's not fair to yourself to keep shame buried, and it's not fair to other people around you, because then they can't give you the help that you need or provide you with the comfort that could come from being open and honest about a situation, because you never know if somebody's gone through the same thing as you, and it might create an even deeper bond if you're ready to share the trauma from your past and have someone share in that pain. And that's what friendship is about. So make sure you're doing what you're divinely guided to do from your heart space, because you have the heart chakra card. So this is a card about trickery. Make sure you're leading with love and not deceit. If you're finding loopholes in the truth, there's probably something wrong. So this doesn't have to be your energy. This could be somebody in your energetic field, which is probably also why you're in a state of justice. So if someone did trick you or deceive you, that's bad karma on their part, and they will pay for that in one way or another. So make sure your heart is as light as a feather, as light as it can be, and you'll be good. But make sure you have an open heart as well, and check out my video on heart chakras. Now, the next card I have for you is Expect Powerful Changes, the new moon eclipse. We just had a lunar eclipse in Pisces, and that's about emotions. So emotions are running high. There's been a lot of clarity there, and there's going to be another lunar south node eclipse in, I think it's like October 19th or something like that. You have to check it out, but that's going to be significant too. And I'm pretty sure that's in Libra, which is all about justice and balance. Now, the next card I says, I'm always mindful and I live only within each moment that I have. So this is about finding that balance between this 5 of Cups energy of being stuck in regret and remorse of the past, and being able to be in the moment and practice the here and the now, which Ram Dass has great books about here and now. And I think Eckhart Tolle, he has The Power of Now. I have that over on my bookshelf. I haven't even finished it. I need to work on that. But those might be good books for you to read or listen to if you're into audiobooks or whatever. Now, you also have the Shaman. This is a cool card for you to have. You might have some intuitive abilities or psychic gifts that you're accessing. The Shaman is all about healing and doing the work. And I like to think of myself as like a baby shaman, because I have a lot of revelations when it comes to medical things. Like I can know, oddly enough, what ails someone very easily. Like why, like if someone is suffering from low blood sugar, I can almost read them. It's a very strange but cool gift. So you might be able to read people really well, and it doesn't have to be like on a medical level. It can just be on an emotional level or just an energetic level where you really feel someone's energy and you can really empathize with them, or you know where they're coming from or something like that. You're just very good at reading people. And the Shaman is all about tapping into those kind of higher supernatural gifts. And that's what empaths, if you Google the definition of an empath, it's someone who's able to tap into their supernatural abilities. And that's essentially kind of what a shaman is. And it's connecting with the higher self and your guides and spirit, and just being elevated so much that you're almost like a different dimension. It's the 5D essentially that you're tapped into, which is scientifically proven, because if you read anything about quantum physics, you're gonna see stuff there about it. Now, if you're there's a book called Quantum Spirituality, and I really recommend that, because that really kind of brings in everything that I'm saying with science too. And I love that book. It's just one of my favorite books. Go find it, go read it, go listen to it. Highly recommend. Now, if you're worried about tapping into your intuitive abilities, or you're wanting to try to hone those things, that's what this deck is all about. It's its practice. Listen to those nagging voices at the back of your mind. Is it your intuition, or is it shouting or whispering, and what have you not heard? So sometimes we have to quiet the mind, silence the mind. Our mind gets muddied and clouded by a whole bunch of things, because we're all the time being blasted from social media or marketing, or noises in the store and those sorts of things. So sometimes you have to just retreat, meditate, do the hermit mode, introspection. If you're like, I hate meditation, throw yourself into some binaural beats, some solfeggio frequencies, and just try to just be zen as you can be. And if you're like, I don't like those, I don't want to do that, okay, there's other modalities of meditation. There's like driving in your car when you're in like that mindless zone. That's meditating, even if it doesn't feel like it. Sometimes when you're like doing something like that's a hobby that you've done for so long, rollerblading, ice skating, I don't know, like you get into this zone and it's almost like mindless, where you're in this muscle memory phase, and that is kind of a form of meditation. I also recommend, Reiki is a good form of trauma healing and energetic healing. Wim Hof, the breathing technique alone can do so many things to help raise your vibration and help you release trauma that you're holding that you don't even really realize. Those are just a couple of practices, but there are other videos I have on my channel, so make sure you check those out about different forms of meditation and things like that. Now, the next card I have for you, collective, is Elevation. This is from my Power of Love deck. This is by James Von Prahl. He's a great medium. He has lots of books. I love to read his stuff. He has a lot of stuff about like afterlife and spirits and those sorts of things. But this book is all about like life lessons. So at this time, it says you're making conscious decisions to raise your vibration of love. Now, love is one of the highest vibrational frequencies. The truth is the highest vibrational frequency. The Justice card being in your energy, justice is all about truth. Being authentically you is very important when you're on, just generally, but especially when you're on a spiritual journey or a spiritual path, because when you're authentically yourself, it's magic, and that's when you can access your magical divinational divine abilities, basically. So make sure you're trusting your heart and following your heart, and not letting yourself be tricked by people or illusions. And then you also have the Time card. Time has a wondrous way of showing you what really matters. I don't know if I read that or not already. I don't think I did, but I almost missed it. So something about time is significant. Or maybe an hourglass. An hourglass might be significant because there's an hourglass here, and you don't really see those very often. Something about sand. Now you have from the I Ching deck, number 17 following, it says, from the source creating success, constancy bears fruit. Honor the flow of energy from source to fulfillment and align your actions to it, allowing your ideal outcome to meld with the natural current. Following may then be an effortless flow of supportive synchronicities. Moving with the creative process is never a mistake. How are things flowing, and how can you move with them? Where are you being nudged and guided? And again, that's just listening to your inner voice, your inner knowing. In order to access that, you have to do this hermit mode where you go within, meditate, contemplate, and just try to quiet the mind as much as you can to help you align. And the more synchronicities you see, like whether it's numbers or signs or symbols or, butterflies, even sometimes we get messages through our spirit guides through animals. The more of those things you see that are significant to you, that's just a confirmation that you're on the right path, you're on the right trajectory, and that you are in alignment. So great energy for you, collective. Hopefully this video helped. If it did, please again smash that like button. It helps my channel grow and I greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, please feel free to reach out or DM me. If you're interested in a personalized tarot reading like one I just did, I can do that as well. Just send me a DM, and that's what I have for you, and I will see you next time.